Okay, well, hello. As you can see by the thumbnail, the title, and everything, I'm gonna be talking about makeup routine that is pretty much changed, honestly, for the better. I pretty much like changed my routine and things that I did, obviously, by experimenting and when I'm like running out the door. I went to Pride with this makeup on, and I think it was like high 80s, like the sun was like beating on your face, and I had this girl check my makeup. I was like, hey, how does it look? Because I was wearing you know, you'll see soon like what I was doing, and she was like, no, your face looks fine except for like this one spot that I didn't apply. So yeah, I was like, you know what, I might have done something. So my face pretty much has SPF in it. I've been waiting around, and one thing, as we talked about on the channel before, is honestly reading the instructions on these packaging. And typically I wear sunscreen every single day. If you're new here, we wear sunscreen every single day, 365 days of the year. I actually just got like a thunderstorm warning for New York here, but you know what, we'll be fine. So anyway, this is the Derma-B Everyday Sunblock. I've been using this pretty much as my like go-to summer sunscreen, and as you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but this is where it currently is right here. But it's a little bit thicker, and it has SPF 50++, and big size, refreshing. Did my lighting just give out? I was having some technical difficulties. I had my lighting on, and then my lighting just basically ended up giving up, and I actually like this lighting a little bit better for this video, so I think we might keep it like this. I don't know, we'll see. And then my memory card was having some issues, but you know what, I'm not gonna be a stereotypical Virgo and just crash out because everything's not perfect. But I'm just gonna explain what I did before we got to this point on my face. So I put on the Derma-B Everyday Sunblock, and I've been using this summer. It's really great. It's, if you let it sit for like 10 to 15 minutes, which is what you're supposed to do anyway, it works really well. So I like it a lot. I've been predominantly using these 3 primers this summer. I like these a lot, and I pretty much apply it to the places where it's for or what I need it for. So I've been using the Secure the Sweat primer. This is by One Size, and I've been using Oil Sucker Extreme Mattifying by One Size, and then I've also been using the Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum, and you're not supposed to shake it. So I did apply the Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum like on my cheeks. I applied the Oil Sucker on my T-zone right here and right here, and then last but not least, I applied the Secure the Sweat pretty much in the perimeter of my face right here. And this is the routine that I pretty much did when I went to Pride early this year, and it was like high 80s, sunny. I set my face with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder. I've been going back and forth between the Huda Beauty Easy Bake and the One Size powder, just depending on my mood when I grab. But overall, I did that, and then I set my face with the One Size powder, like spray. So the best thing is, because I want my makeup to last, it's going to be thunderstorming and raining a lot. So that's like my go-to. And so that's where we're at right now. And then I did use the Clarity Cosmetics Hot and Bothered. I mentioned this a while ago when I first tried it. I needed to get through the first layer first. And other than that, it works really, really well. Like, I love this. I love it. I wear it as a blush, I wear it to color correct, and that's what I have underneath right here. I've been using a lot the Huda Beauty Full Filter Concealers in the shade Salted Caramel, and then this is the shade Brittle. And I add just a little bit of shade Brittle here, and because this has been sitting on my face for more than 5 minutes, I'm gonna go in and spray my face, and then you'll see what my next step is on my routine. Usually as the concealer is setting, before I realized my camera was not doing its thing, I usually will go in and I will put my blush. So I've been wearing orange blush a lot this year. So I'm just gonna apply it. I just kind of like, you know, just put it right here. Because again, this is like underpainting a bit. So I can go as bright as I want, because I'm also gonna go in with like more on top once I put my overall face product on. So I'm just like applying this just to give me that like look that I want from like underneath. I'm gonna apply a little bit on my nose, which is not necessary, but whatever. And then I'm just gonna like, see, I have these spots too, but it's fine. I don't care that much for full coverage. Like, I wasn't focusing on doing that. So I'm gonna go in with this dense brush right here and just kind of like bring out my concealer. This concealer better be set by now, or just like yep, yeah, because this has been sitting a little bit longer with my technical difficulties. So yeah, I've been doing this routine for about 3+ months now, and I love it. It's my go-to. You see how it's like blending into the blush? I love it. And I'm being a little bit more harsh because again, this has been sitting a little bit longer than I would have liked, but it's tacky just enough. So thankfully this concealer is not one of those that dries really quickly, because this would not have worked. But yeah, so I pretty much has been reaching for these primers. I got them all, like the mattifying primer by Danessa Myricks, or the blurring one. I think it's mattifying because again, this is mattifying and priming. So if I want somewhere that's more matte, which is pretty much my cheeks, I'm gonna apply it there. So I'm just gonna like do this. But yeah, like I said, I have one, maybe you didn't see this because my footage got lost. I have like one singular light now, whereas before I had like one here and one here, and it was usually more bright, but I didn't realize that the battery needed to, I mean, it needed to be charged, but I didn't think that after one use it would have needed to be charged. I'm getting back into the swing of things, y'all, okay? So anyway, it's charging right here, but I kind of like this lighting though. So maybe once I'm done, once I'm done applying, because I like this lighting a lot. I feel like it's definitely more like, I wouldn't say accurate, but I don't know, I like this lighting a lot for like this makeup application. So I'm just like blending, and be gentle around your eyes. It looks like I'm doing it rough, and maybe I actually am. I don't know. And I'm just like going over where I color corrected with the Hot and Bothered. So I mentioned this, you might not have seen it, but I got glasses, new glasses this year, and I've never had glasses with the nose pads. And so because I have dark skin, I guess the nose pads is like rubbing on it, and so my like this section right here, it has like one dark spot. So I mean, I love the glasses I got, but I didn't realize that they, like, literally when I tried it on at Warby Parker in the store, I didn't think that it needed nose pads because I didn't see the nose pads on there. So that's a whole thing now too. And then I've been using this Danessa Myricks. This is their Power Bronzer. It's a matte bronzing and shaping cream. So I've been using this for the past, again, for a couple months now. And I know when I have like extra excess, I just like gotta wipe it on here. Cause I guess it still has like the film. So yeah, I use this a lot. And so I'm gonna go in with one of these like somewhat dense brushes. I don't even know, like this brush right here. And I like to bring back definition, because I just feel like it really pulls your face together. So I just kind of like, this is not contouring, just like bronzing just a little bit. Just kind of like right here. Just into the eyebrows. Right here. Okay, apply the bronzer right here. Okay, this brush is not the best one. I'm just going in with this brush right here that I used for the concealer. And just kind of like, again, we haven't put on any of our overall face product yet. Just gonna apply right here. Ooh, ooh. Okay, well. Oh my gosh, we're gonna make it work. This looks crazy. Y'all, I promise it's not usually like this. I'm gonna set my face again. We're gonna go in now with the overall face product. Now, I've been using this thing and I was like, should I have taken advantage of the sale? But I'm like, you know, let me wait until it's actually done. So this is the Yummy Serum Skin Tint. I love this thing. I actually repurchased, I think last year, their Blurring Balm because I was like out. And yeah, so I'm gonna use their Yummy, okay, I'm gonna apply some. This is the Huda Beauty brush that they gave me. I think it was like free. So I applied this much. I really should not have applied this much, but again, like I could have, you know, I don't need that much, but I'm just gonna like go in. You know what, I might wipe whatever the heck this is, because this is not, I'm applying it like where I did like everywhere except for here primarily. So this is just kind of like blending and mending, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the brittle shade to like, cause this looks crazy. Just add it right here. Just kind of like, okay. I'm gonna add a dab, this is salted caramel by the way. And a dab of brittle right here. Ooh. To really fix this. Oh no, I hear thunder. Dang. Okay, I'm just gonna like blend. And I usually like squeeze the brush to like blend, like when I do like my nose. Just kind of like looking somewhat better. I'm just gonna wipe my brows because I've also started doing that like the last step. And yeah, this looks so much better. And now I'm gonna go in again because I want my face to last. Ooh, I'm gonna like, this is when I go in with more blush because it kind of got lost in the placement. So this is where I'm gonna like tap a little bit and just slowly start building. See that? Slowly start building with the blush. Like I didn't tap a lot, but this is where I just tap a little bit. Tap. This is one tap. And I've started like just like not right off the bat, but like bringing your blush like higher up. Like I knew this was like a thing I didn't like, but then when I saw other people who do makeup are like, no, like do it, because I hated how it was like light color here and like blush. Like, so just once I like blend it where I want it to be blended on my cheeks, then I basically start bringing it up under my eyes. So that way it's like a seamless look. And then I got this from Jackie Asamoah, or aka Jackie Aina, and I just kind of like bring, again, I didn't like the look that it was like always like blush right here. So whatever I have left over on this brush here, I usually just bring it to my temple. And, you know, just kind of like, you know, fan it out. Because now for today's look, I will be applying a little bit more. And and I typically will focus a little bit more like on my temples because I like that look like from the side. Just applying a little bit more from the temples. And I'm like, I don't feel like I'm so used to like doing my Clueless series and like explaining what I'm doing, kind of, you know, like, but like, yeah. Doing this, cleaning up right here. And this is where I could use any brush, honestly, but I'm just gonna use the one size because that's what I typically do. And I just kind of like maybe grab something like this. Like it doesn't really matter. Like really get in there. I can't find my other, but I'm gonna like press it. And I bring it down a little bit, but I want it to look cleaned up. And I kind of curve it. And I don't let it sit that long. We're not like 2016 baking, but and just lightly tap like the rest of my cheeks or the rest of my face. And then I'll use my fingers and just kind of grab whatever I can and just kind of like do this, like, because I don't really contour my nose, but I like to just add a little bit of oomph on my face. So as this is sitting, I realized that One Size came out with a overall like finishing powder, and it's like a silk, like I want it. I want the one. I'm just gonna say it, like I want it already. So as you can see, I didn't really let it sit that long. Like I don't really. And then I'm just gonna. So if I had this finishing powder, I would have just gotten a bunch with like a huge like brush like this and just like, you know, whatever. But anyway, this will do. So I don't like the harshness, so I just kind of like, you know, where these two meet. But you see how it like cleans it up a little bit, and of course I gotta do this, but Okay, we're not done yet. I know. And then, so this is where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do something to my eyes. So I'm just gonna go in with my brows. I need to get my brows done, and I've been using this MAC Pro Powder Brow Definer. I got it from MAC. They were having a sale. Again, I love a good sale. They were having a sale and I was like, you know what? So I don't really clean up my brows anymore, but yeah. And then I'll go in with my Fenty Beauty bronzer because you can see my lid just looks very, like, it just doesn't look quite uniform. So yeah, I just go with my bronzer and just kind of like apply a little bit. What the hell? Yo! This makeup brush I used a while back for my lace front, like the glue, so it was like hard as a rock. I'm just gonna like literally just warm up my eyelids. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to add back some dimension and depth. Just like, and then I'm, you know, oop, I hear the rain. Like, literally the infrastructure here in New York, like when it rains now in the city, like New York just cannot handle rain. Like, it really can't. But I will say, like, I am excited to get back into doing eyeshadow and everything. It's just that, like, for the day-to-day, or like if I'm like in a hurry, depending on my mood, like I just don't really do eyeshadow. As you can see. And then I will go with my bronzer, my Fenty Beauty bronzer with my huge brush because I don't like the harshness of this. And I just kind of like, I don't need to put a lot because I kind of did a little bit too much. So I just kind of like brush the harshness up with the bronzer. Yep, it's raining. It's raining. Oh, yep. I don't know if y'all hear it. Maybe not. Hopefully not. You hear my AC. It is raining, raining. Forgot to set my under eye with a powder. So that's the thing. I don't really do much with the under eye when it comes to the powder. But when it comes to the under eye recently, I've been loving the one size. So I'm going to apply the one size under my eyes. And I don't apply a lot. I use like some kind of brush like this. Pack it on. Tap, tap, and then I just kind of like look up, tap, tap, or maybe not tap, tap because I didn't put a lot on here, and then just see that. See how I blend? Ah, I love this for under eye. I love this for under eye. Like, I feel like the Huda Beauty, I go back and forth, but I feel like once I got this one size, I was like, yeah. For the Huda Beauty one, I'll use it for like my face, but for the under eye, Patrick, I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Like, it just blurs. When I say like, it blurs. Okay. Okay. Got a little carried away now. And then I sometimes will add a little bit to the beginning of my brows because I sometimes will sweat, but that doesn't really happen as much anymore. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like, that's it. Literally, this is my makeup look. And for the lips, I'm a little lip gloss girly, so I'll just be putting on, let's see what I got in here. You know, we're just gonna put a little something on. I got this MAC lip gloss, and this is the shade Bitter Sweet Me or something like that. And I'm trying to see if I should like set my face a little bit, but we're not gonna do that. Like, I just put the leftover, honestly, of the powder just like on my forehead. But again, like, I just don't really, like, we're set. See that? And we're not done yet. We're not done yet. So I'm gonna change, put my outfit on and everything, and then I'll come back and then we'll do the finishing steps, which I think is like the one that really locks it in. But in the meantime, because I just finished, I'm just gonna set my face. So this is the side profile for now. It's like very soft, like up close. Lanolin. I got it like in bulk from Amazon. So while that's sitting on my lips, so I typically, depending on my mood and if I have this powder, this is the one size powder melt, and this is their glass setting spray. I love this thing, okay? I even put my friends on, and Jada, if you're watching this, she got it. It's great, okay? But at first I was like, what do you mean powder melt, whatever? As you can see, I've been using it. It's like right here are the bubbles, but you're supposed to shake it because that's what the instructions say. Shake well before each use and keep eyes closed during application. Spray in a circular motion over makeup. So what I do not spray this all over my face because I have oily skin, and so you're gonna see how I typically, apply this. So I will usually do this, literally cover the middle of my face and just spray right here, because I usually will spray right here because I want right here, the high points of my cheek where the blush is, to have most, like, and just a little bit right here, like that's where I want the light to hit. So I usually would do this. I do about 2 sprays, and then I do, see that when it's sprayed, it just kind of like, it didn't go down here, it just focused primarily here. That's what I want. I'm gonna do the same thing. Shake it. And I can feel where it goes. So this is exactly what I want. And that's what it'll do. It'll dry, not exactly this shiny, but once it dries, it'll dry like that. Because I want right here to be a little bit more like skin-like. So while that's drying, I'm going to put the lip, the MAC lip. This is the shade. Honestly, I already have a different shade of this already. Okay. This is Bittersweet Me, I think. This is basically like my lips, but like, this ain't doing nothing much, but this is something to have in your bag. See that? Just a little something to have in your bag. Yep. And then Bare Cocoa Swatches. What's going on? I know you had a kid. You're living life. Do you have any more launches of, like, I love these glosses. So this is the Bare shade. This is the shade Eno. Number 4, I love this as like a center. Y'all know this, so I'm just gonna apply a little bit here. So now that's like setting, you see that? That's how it dries, y'all. I love this spray. Like, it's, this side is still setting, but like, you see how it's like a nice little sheen, like it's nothing too crazy. It just makes you look awake and alive. And also, I'm not loving this lip combo as much as I thought I would like it, because this one is not as dark as I would have liked. This is Ofu in the shade Bare Dot, Bare Period. I love, like, I think I use shades 2 and 4. Is this the one I be using? I can't, let me see. Yeah. I've been looking for this. This side is completely dry, but do you see how it dries this way? Okay. And yeah, this is pretty much my face, y'all. This is like my summer routine slash, like, I'll see how, I'm curious to see how it's going to change during the winter time. I'm going to actually plug in the light and, see if this is, yeah, because I want more lighting now that the application is done. So like, that's pretty much been like my everyday, not everyday, but like my routine when I do my makeup. It is so easy. And I've been applying more and more blush. And yeah, I typically would bring up a little higher. I'm actually gonna do that right now because it's driving me a little bit crazy. I'm just gonna like add a little bit more right here because this is just how I like it. Like, I barely tapped into this. I'm just gonna apply a little bit here. Thank you so much for being here with me. All in all, yeah, like these are, I feel like the main reason why my routine has changed is because honestly, I feel like reading the instructions on these products and listening to what these people, like, these people actually did the, you know what I mean? Like, they came out with the product for a specific reason. So the least we can do is actually go by according to what they recommend. I don't know, but that's, I'm mainly speaking to myself. But yeah, like, I've really been loving these 3 primers. The One Size Secure the Sweat. I probably won't be needing this as much because we're entering fall. And the oil sucker and the water powder serum, I could see myself continuing to use a water powder serum. Love it. And I also have right here, this is the Yummy Skin Glow Serum. I know we don't really apply highlighter as much as we used to, but depending on my mood, I sometimes, like, if I don't really use this or I don't have this on hand, if I don't have the one size, this is the powder melt on hand, then I'll actually use the Juice Boost by Danessa Myricks and use it as like a highlighter. So I'll use like a brush, like I'll use like a brush like this and just get a little bit and just kind of like put it at the high points of my cheeks to give it a little bit more glow. Actually, I might just do it right now because why not? But yeah, I just use the Juice Boost a little bit, like literally not even this much, and then I kind of like swirl it around, and it just like, I don't know, like it just does a little something, like if I want a little bit more glow. I hope that you are taking care of yourself and each other, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.